Samuel. My name is Nathan Eatery, and I'm the project coordinator with the State Historic Preservation Office in Michigan, and manager of the Governor's Awards program. It's my distinct pleasure to welcome everyone sitting before me at the Capitol Dome in this full house that we have today, and to also offer a special welcome to those of us who are joining from around the state and beyond on our live stream. This is being presented online, and also today's presentation is being recorded. I just want to point out, as you're walking around at the reception after the ceremony, there are some cords that will take down to the floor at different places. It might be surprising to know that when Elijah Myers designed this building in 1878, there were no cords needed anywhere. So just be sure, as you're walking around meeting new friends and old friends and looking up at the magnificent dome above us, just watch your step. Now, I could stand up here for a long time to describe how meaningful it is to assemble a series of impactful preservation projects that we recognize each year. But I think, especially if you're an award recipient, you have already heard plenty from me over the last several months getting ready for today's program. So, with no further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce Jen Nelson, the Chief Operating Officer of the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, to welcome you all. Thank you.
And welcome everyone. First things first, congratulations to those who are being recognized in today's ceremony. Your passion and hard work have not gone unnoticed and will have a tremendous impact on our state's future prosperity. I'd like to begin with a few thank yous to those that are joining us for today's ceremony or who have helped make today happen. Thank you to Governor Whitmer and Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist for their continued support for the importance of historic preservation. Thank you to our team at MEDC and the State Historic Preservation Office for making today's ceremony possible. Thank you to everyone who is taking time out of their busy schedules to participate in today's event, especially the many elected officials who are joining us to recognize these impactful projects spanning communities across the state. After hosting a virtual awards ceremony last year, we are proud to be back together in person to celebrate the 19th year of the State Historic Preservation Office's Governor's Award program. There's no doubt that spending the past 2 years apart has helped to underscore for us all how the places and landmarks within our communities help define us collectively as Michiganders. At the MEDC, we work every day to support these kinds of places by developing attractive, vibrant, and resilient communities where talent will want to live and where businesses will want to be. And through our Pure Michigan tourism efforts, where people will want to travel from around the world to explore. Historic preservation positively contributes to each of these important priorities. A critical part of those efforts is the kind of tireless, passionate work that today's awardees have demonstrated through their commitment to Michigan's historic places, which help to make our communities so attractive and special to us all. And as we continue working to make Michigan the #1 four-season state or province in North America, historic preservation efforts like those being recognized today will be absolutely vital for us to continue making Michigan a great place to live, work, visit, and play. Once again, congratulations to the projects and organizations being recognized today, including our state colleagues at the DNR and DTMB. Your efforts over the years continue to make a difference for the future success of our great state of Michigan. Next, I would like to introduce Martha McFarlane Fays, Michigan's Deputy State Historic Preservation Officer. Martha.
Thank you very much, and appreciate it. Thanks for those great remarks. I want to say how great it is to be back in person today. Wonderful this year, and in our gorgeous Capitol Rotunda. Thank you all for being here. We are pleased to be back in our usual home for the awards this year, here in the Rotunda. It really is comforting to join together beneath the dome, which has stood the test of time and weathered over 140 years of history. Next year, we look forward to gathering in the new Heritage Hall, and see the construction going on outside. That's an important project which will further celebrate the story of Michigan's remarkable state capital. We don't recommend governor's awards candidates based on a particular theme, but sometimes a theme just kind of comes together. A good descriptive word for this year's group of recipients would be tenacious. Several of these diverse projects were completed during the pandemic, impacting the availability of materials and labor, and overcoming various other obstacles. Creative thinking was employed to keep sites functional or work underway when things were definitely not normal. This only furthers the idea that historic places are important, vital anchors in the communities they serve. On behalf of the entire historic preservation community, we thank each of today's recipients for a job well done. We regret that our State Historic Preservation Officer, Mark Rodman, is unable to be here in person for today's ceremony. He sends his most heartfelt congratulations to you all. Before we announce the 19th Annual Governor's Awards, we are pleased that Gary Peters, U.S. Senator for Michigan, took a moment to offer some congratulatory remarks by video, which we will now see.
Hello, I'm U.S. Senator Gary Peters, and I am so pleased to join you to honor this year's Historic Preservation Award recipients. From manufacturing to the arts, Michigan's contributions in different fields across generations are what has transformed the world for the better. And that's why I'm so proud to congratulate the 25 recipients being recognized today for their service and dedication to protecting historical sites across our state, from natural treasures to historically significant buildings and homes. Your work not only helps us remember our past, but fortifies our future by upholding the spirit and the tenacity that has kept our state strong and will ensure Michigan continues to foster success and ingenuity for years to come. As a lifelong Michigander, I've seen some of the many sites that have been recognized over the years, and I can't wait to see even more. You helped tell the story of why Michigan is so unique. So thank you again for all that you do. Congratulations.
Thank you, Senator Peters, for taking a moment to recognize the awardees. Before we announce the first award, I thought I would let everyone know how we're going to proceed this morning. I will introduce a short video narrated by a member of the State Historic Preservation Office staff about each project. When the video ends, I will invite the legislators present for the award to step forward to make their own brief remarks, and then I will call the recipients up to receive the awards. Then we will all gather and smile together for a few photographs to be taken. Okay, let's go. Today's first award will be introduced by Robert McKay, who was until recently an architect in our office, and he recently transitioned into a new role as historical architect for the Michigan Department of Natural Resources.
This Art Deco tower opened in 1931 as the home of the Old Merchants National Bank and Trust, at the time the largest financial institution between Detroit and Chicago. The interior was known for its stunning domed banking lobby and overall design, embodying a sense of strength and optimism for the future. The bank weathered the Great Depression and much of the 20th century, but the number of tenants slowly declined. By 2011, the building, then known as the Heritage Tower, was completely vacant and rain poured through its roof. Starting in 2017, MDH Development assembled a team of partners to begin this complex adaptive rehabilitation project. The tower floors had been condemned for several years. Recurring water entry left a large portion of the interior covered in mold. The cleanup and construction process took over 3 years to return the building to a habitable condition. The most challenging rehabilitation work involved replastering the entire banking lobby ceiling 45 feet above the floor. Up above, 85 modern apartment units were installed in the tower where offices were once present. Funding for the project was also complex. The $38 million effort used federal historic preservation tax credit enabled by listing the tower in the National Register in 2018. And additional support came from the City of Battle Creek, several local foundations, and a $10 million award from the Michigan Community Revitalization Program. Today, the building has 100% occupancy in its residential units. Its commercial spaces on the ground floor contribute to an active street scene. The restored banking lobby can be rented for special events and includes a public exhibit space through a partnership with the Kingman Museum, now known as the MILTON. This bookend of downtown Battle Creek shines again as a catalyst of new vibrancy and investment.
Bison and Representative Jim Hodsma present.
Good morning. I'm Dave Bezwaz. I'm the Legislative Director for Senator Bison. I'm here with Representative Hodsma. We would like to congratulate MDH Development, LLC, Chrisman Construction, the Integrated Architecture, and the Architecture and Design Incorporated for the rehabilitation of the Old Merchants National Bank and Trust building, now known as the MILTON in Battle Creek. When the building was up and running in the early 2000s, Senator Bison's wife and family used to attend events there. In fact, Senator Bison's daughter was married in what is now known as the MILTON, which left him with fond memories. He was glad to see that in 2017, developers and key leadership in and around Battle Creek made a decision to restore the building and turn it into a mixed-use facility.
Today, at capacity in the apartments, a state-of-the-art fresh vending area for residents and additional retail and businesses are on the way. I'm excited to officially congratulate the developers, Ed, Mark, Zach, Randy, for carrying out a vision that's become a wonderful reality in downtown Battle Creek. By bringing new residents downtown and reactivating the city's center of town, the MILTON project is definitely a catalyst for other nearby commercial and residential development. As the tallest building in Battle Creek, I'm proud to say this project truly is a transformative landmark, and I'm proud that this project is in my hometown.
It is beautiful inside. Senator Bison had the opportunity to tour the building during COVID, and while much of it still had to be developed at the time, it has now turned into a gem for the community. Thank you again, and we want to thank the Michigan State Historic Preservation Office for recognizing this project for a 2022 Governor's Award.
Thank you. Would the following people please step forward to receive their awards? Mark Harmson, Managing Member of MDH Development, LLC. Zach Bospa, Project Executive of the Chrisman Company. Ed Kulikowski, Project Architect, and Timothy Mustard, Principal of Integrated Architecture, and Randy Case, President of Architecture Plus Design Incorporated. Congratulations. Okay, we have a few photographs, I think. Where's our, we got a bit. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. The next award will be introduced by Michael Hombacher, staff archaeologist with the State Historic Preservation Office.
Fishing has been part of the maritime culture of the Great Lakes for centuries. Fishtown, located on Upper Lake Michigan, is Michigan's last traditional commercial fishing village. In addition to its working waterfront, the village has become a popular tourist destination, both for the fresh fish and the authentic ambiance. A visit to Fishtown is a multi-sensory experience that isn't soon forgotten. Comprised of wooden docks and shanties built out over the water, the historic fabric of Fishtown was exposed over several years of record high water levels. Water poured into shanties and threatened to sweep away the docks and fishing economy of the region. Since 2001, the nonprofit Fishtown Preservation Society has been dedicated to promoting and preserving the historical and fishing heritage of Fishtown. Their close relationship with local partners enabled them to spring into action to both combat the high water danger. Starting in 2020, 3 shanties were carefully lifted off their crumbling wooden piles, set on land while new piles were driven, and then lifted back into place. Work on other buildings includes the rehabilitation of foundations, sills, siding, windows, and docks. Through it all, an important emphasis has been placed on retaining as much original fabric as possible. The work is not yet complete, but the tenacity and collaborative spirit, so synonymous with fishing, is also evident in the community's desire to preserve this unique landscape. This was further reinforced in early 2022 when the Fishtown Historic District was listed in the National Register of Historic Places as one of Michigan's few traditional cultural properties. With the help of passionate partners with a deep love for Fishtown, it will continue as a working waterfront and fishery long into the future.
Are Senator Kurt Vanderwall and Representative Jack O'Malley present?
Good morning, and thank you. I can speak, I'm sure, for the senator. We're honored to be here, and I'm honored to speak to Fishtown. Being a bit of a history buff, I understand the importance that this plays. And you can read about history in a book, but when you can walk into buildings that are 100 years old or more, people can actually get a feel for what it was like in generations past. And Fishtown is one of those spots in my district where just yesterday I had a colleague say to me, not even knowing this was happening, "Gosh, I love coming up to Fishtown. It's so great." And I think another thing that is so very important to understand about Fishtown, they were living the old Johnny Cash song where it's, "How high's the water, mama? 4 feet high and rising." They were dealing with this as they were trying to preserve these old buildings. Lake Michigan just kept it coming. And as we talk about our rail history and our car and our automobile history and our logging history, Fishtown is there to remind us of our coastal communities, our fishing and our maritime communities. And so today they get this award, which is so very deserving. I just want to say, and I'm sure I can speak for the senator, we're honored to have it in our district, and it is such a jewel to Northern Michigan, and we're proud of it. Along with this beautiful historic preservation award, the senator and I also have a tribute that we would like to present to Fishtown too. So congratulations to all our recipients, but especially the next two, Fishtown leading the way. So thank you and congratulations.
All right, with the following people, please step forward to receive their awards. Amanda Holmes, Executive Director of Fishtown Preservation Society. Summer Myers, project assistant accepting on behalf of Biggs Construction. Timothy Newman, president of Casson Contracting. Eugene Hopkins, principal of Hopkins Burns Design Studio. And Lori Summers, principal of Lori Summers Cultural Consulting. Also receiving an award but unable to join us today is Team Elmers. Congratulations. We good? Okay. All right, thank you, everyone. The next award will be introduced by Katie Kolokithis, Survey Coordinator with the State Historic Preservation Office.
Completed in 1947, the Orchard Beach Shelter Building just north of Manistee is one of the finest examples of rustic park architecture found in Michigan's state park system. Perched high atop a bluff overlooking Lake Michigan, the shelter supported the park's day use and campground visitors for decades. Because of rapidly changing water levels, significant erosion and slope failure caused the bluff to erode towards the building. The Department of Natural Resources made the dramatic decision to move the building to a safer location in the park. While moving a historic building is rarely a first choice, sometimes conditions make such a decision necessary. A team of partners was needed to move the National Register listed building. The total project included relocation of the shelter to a new site, 1,200 feet away, construction of a new foundation, and reconstruction of terraces and breezeways using carefully cataloged historic limestone from the original site. The move also presented the opportunity to install new sanitary, water, and electrical services and new ADA accessible bathrooms. The effort was carefully coordinated to minimize both cost and impact park operations, and in consideration of the public use season and overall visitor experience. Decorated with holiday lights, the shelter was carefully rolled to its new site further from the bluff at the end of 2020. Completion of the foundation, restored terraces, and restoration of the route were finalized so that the campground reopened in time for the July 4th holiday weekend. Details of the move of this 850-ton building were widely shared on DNR social media, emphasizing the preservation ideal of this project. The progressive decision to move the shelter to a new nearby location preserved its unique lakeshore views while also allowing for nature and park users to coexist in the best way possible.
So we have a double header. Will Senator Kurt Vanderwall and Representative Jack O'Malley please join us again at the podium?
I want to say thank you, and I know that Representative O'Malley wants to say thank you, but it is quite an honor that both of us represent an area that has so much history. And to see what transpired in Manistee at the Orchard Beach State Park is really unbelievable. If you look at the building and the technology that was used to be able to raise that building and move it and keep it in one piece for its age. For anybody that has been at the state park there and has actually used that building, it is just an awesome piece of history. And for us to be able to retain that, to be able to preserve that, to be able to be a focal point of Manistee County and the lakeshore, Representative O'Malley and I are truly privileged to be able to be here today and say congratulations. I know that we have driven by it many times as it took place in the moving and all the work. And I was amazed to be able to see what they did and how we have a piece of history that will continue on for decades to come for our young people to be able to see. So thank you all. Congratulations to the state park, all the employees at the state park, all those that were involved. Congratulations again. We're proud to represent the area, and we are proud to be able to be here today for this award. Thank you.
All right, with the following people, please step forward to receive their awards. Anna Marie Bauer, Regional Field Planner for the Michigan Department of Natural Resources, Parks and Recreation Division. Jerry Gregorski, Project Director for the Michigan Department of Technology, Management and Budget, Design and Construction Division. Amber Burden, Project Manager of Halleck Contracting. And Carlin Grundeman, Project Engineer for GEI Consultants Incorporated. Also receiving an award but unable to join us today are Sanders and Chapsky Associates and Wolf House Movers. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you, everyone. The next award will be introduced by Brian Lejiski, Architect Specialist with the State Historic Preservation Office.
The Crapo building opened in 1890 on a prominent corner in downtown Bay City. 70 years later, the Bay City Bank modernized the look of the building by installing a mid-century modern metal screen over the upper brick in the fashion of the time. When the bank vacated the building in 2013, these layers of history stood silently by, waiting to see what would happen next. New owner, 213 Development LLC, removed a few pieces of the metal screen to uncover the ornate brickwork and original windows beneath. Following the Secretary of the Interior standards for rehabilitation, the outer screen and metal support system were fully removed to reveal that the building's decorative original architecture was largely intact and in good condition. A plan was crafted to rehabilitate the building into a mixed-use development, including 26 residential apartments and 3 commercial spaces. The rehabilitation was extensive after the exterior metal skin was removed. The underlying masonry required a full restoration, and a new lower facade made of glass fiber-reinforced concrete panels recreated the original design based on historic photographs. Interior work included all new mechanical systems, floor plans, and the construction of residential units along with restored tin ceilings, refinished historic doors, and the adaptive reuse of 2 bank vaults. Using federal historic preservation tax credits and the resources of the Michigan Community Revitalization Program, this project represents a total investment of $12 million. Transformed into the legacy, the effort has introduced new residents to downtown Bay City as a home for 3 small businesses and has reactivated a prime downtown corner.
Are Senator Kevin Daly, Representative Timothy Beeson, and Jake Bennett, Deputy District Director for Congressman Dan Kildee, present?
Thanks. I'm Jake Bennett from Congressman Dan Kildee's office. In the words of the old great Dale Kildee, no one's ever complained about a speech being too short. So we all be very brief. I know the congressman has a big part of his past history here is redevelopment. I know that he says that when they're redeveloping, it's making property into productive property again. And that's exactly what the Legacy does in downtown Bay City. He does an excellent job. And Jenna Costa and a lot of the other investors do an excellent job in Bay City. And it's so nice to see the building come back to life, getting rid of the old cheese grater side and bringing it back to the old historic luster. So wanted to congratulate all the developers and Jenna Costa's today, and congratulations today.
Thank you, Timmy Beeson from the 96. So this is the first bank that, back when it was a bank, it was the first time I got an SBA loan in 25 years ago. So this is amazing that we're actually using better use of banks and putting it back to where it was. And it's awesome. What we're doing in Bay County is amazing with all the riverfront. We hope you come and visit. There's a lot of restoration happening, and we're eager to have more developments like this. So thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Casey in Senator Daley's office. He really apologizes that he wasn't able to be here today, but he just wants to thank everybody during this legacy project that has been able to help out and restore this beautiful building to its original state. So thank you guys, everybody.
Trying to compete with a few other voices in the room here. Would the following people please step forward to receive their awards? Jennifer Acosta, Principal of 213 Development, LLC. Angela Wyrembelski, Associate with Quinn Evans Architects. And Brian Keeler, Vice President of Spence Brothers Construction. Congratulations. Thank you, everyone. All right, our next award will be introduced by Amy Kroll, the Federal Projects Architect with the State Historic Preservation Office.
The State Theater opened in downtown Kalamazoo in 1927 at the height of the Roaring Twenties. It was designed by celebrated theater architect John Eberson, who is famed for designing movie palaces in his signature atmospheric theater style. Atmospheric theaters used opulent decoration to give audiences the sense of being transported to another place and time. The State Theater Auditorium is no exception. Decorated to feel like a Spanish courtyard, it is set beneath a deep blue sky of twinkling starlights. When it closed in 1982, the property owner next door wanted to demolish the theater to make way for more parking. Fortunately, the Hinman Company of Portage purchased the building in 1985 to save the theater and reopen it as a performance venue. But after almost 60 years, the theater was tired. Hinman worked closely with the art department at Western Michigan University to successfully identify and match the original paint color scheme of the auditorium. Substantial investments behind the scenes in new heating, air conditioning, and lighting have improved audience comfort and expanded the variety of acts that can perform here. From renovated dressing rooms to new carpeting and new stage curtains, the theater has been thoughtfully updated while preserving the character-defining feature of Eberson's historic design. The Kalamazoo State Theater got creative during the height of the pandemic, allowing performers to use their facade marquee canopy as a stage and audiences use the street in front as an outdoor seating space. After years of effort, the State Theater was listed in the National Register of Historic Places in late 2021, cementing its unique architecture in the story of Michigan's history. With this exemplary stewardship, the show will go on at the State Theater for years to come.
Is Representative Christine Morse present? Wonderful.
Good morning, everybody. It's my honor to be here on behalf of the Kalamazoo area representation to present a tribute to Kalamazoo State Theater. I also have had the pleasure of going to the the State Theater many times. My husband and I love music, so every time I'm in that beautiful historical theater, I just love to gaze around. If you've never been there, you really should check it out. So Senator Sean McCann unfortunately could not be here today. He sends his regrets, but sent a letter of congratulations. This is his statement. I would like to extend my congratulations to the Kalamazoo State Theater and the Hinman Company on their honor of receiving the Governor's Award for Historic Preservation. In arguably one of the most difficult challenges facing theaters across the country, the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Kalamazoo State Theater was no stranger to resilience and allowed performers to use their facade marquee overhang as a stage and patrons to use the street in front as seating space. That this icon of downtown Kalamazoo has been so beautifully preserved and in fact thrived as an anchor of our famous downtown mall is a testament to the venue, its proprietors, and our community as a whole. And now I will ask Rachel Reinholtz, House Manager of the Kalamazoo State Theater, to come forward and receive this award.
I'm sorry. That's okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Good. Save me some words. Thank you. Folks, we have our awards. Excuse me. Okay. Thank you and congratulations. Okay. The next award will be introduced by Todd Walsh, National Register of Historic Places Coordinator with the State Historic Preservation Office.
Alpha Phi Alpha is the first Greek letter fraternity for African American men and was founded in Cornell University in 1906. The Gamma Lambda chapter was founded in 1919 and is the oldest alumni chapter in Michigan. It initially did not have a permanent home and met at various locations in the city. In 1939, the chapter raised the money necessary to purchase this 2,600 square foot house in Detroit's Brush Park neighborhood to become their permanent meeting place. It is the longest continuously owned chapter house in the fraternity. Alpha Phi Alpha has always had a community focus. The Alpha House, as it is affectionately known, has been the launching pad for fraternity outreach programs to support higher level learning, voter and candidate forums, and serves as a safe space for community discussion. As challenges change in Detroit, the Alpha House continues to offer a place for gathering, learning, community service, and problem solving. The chapter has thoughtfully preserved their home while carefully modernizing it to meet current needs. Original woodwork, fixtures, and windows have been restored on the interior. When the unstable front porch threatened to pull down the entire facade behind it, the chapter carefully removed the entire porch and rebuilt it from the ground up, following the original design. Over $200,000 was invested in repairs and upgrades to the house before the 2003 National Convention was hosted there, including the creation of a museum space in the attic to highlight chapter history. The house continues to serve as the offices for the chapter and as a place to meet and socialize. Passionate about their history, the Gamma Lambda chapter worked closely with the State Historic Preservation Office through the height of the pandemic to complete the necessary documentation to list the Alpha House in the National Register of Historic Places, which became official in August 2021.
Is Representative Tyrone Carter present?
Sorry for moving so slow. Good morning, everyone. As a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, it is an honor and a privilege to bestow this onto the brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha who are sitting here. What you've done to that house is phenomenal. And what it, to me, emphasizes the comeback and rebirth of the city as a whole. There's some neighborhoods that need a whole lot of love and a lot of work. And what you've done to that house can be an example for what a can-do spirit does and for the services that you all provide for the community as well. So today is my honor and privilege to make sure that you're running strong for this award. So on behalf of the State House, myself and the brothers, congratulations.
Senator Stephanie Chang is unable to attend in person today, but recorded a special congratulatory video, which we will now see.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Chang, and I'm the state senator for Senate District 1, which includes Detroit and Downriver. And I wanted to offer my congratulations for the 2022 Governor's Awards for Historic Preservation. Congratulations to Alpha Phi Alpha for the stewardship of the Alpha House in Detroit and Brush Park. Alpha Phi Alpha obviously has such a long, long history in our country. And the Gamma Lambda chapter is the oldest alumni chapter in Michigan. And this home that was built in Brush Park in 1912 is just obviously a historic landmark for Detroit, for Brush Park, for Michigan. And I know that the Alphas have just had such an amazing presence in Detroit, but also across Michigan and the country. And we appreciate all of the work that you all do, and in particular for the historic preservation efforts. It's very exciting to know that over $100,000 was invested in repairs and upgrades prior to the convention that was hosted there some time ago, and the historic preservation efforts to this amazing house and this amazing site is truly something to be commended. So congratulations to the Alpha Phi Alpha Gamma Lambda chapter for all of your stewardship of the Alpha House in Detroit for so many years, and looking forward to all the continued work that you do for the community. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Senator Chang. And now I will ask Al Elvin Jr., President of the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Gamma Lambda Chapter, to come forward and receive this award. Congratulations. Thank you. Now for our final award, I was pleased to lend my own voice for today's final project award video. The Thompson Block building was completed in 1861, just across from the busy railroad depot in Ypsilanti. The upper floors and basement initially served as barracks for the Union soldiers during training exercises before they joined the Civil War. Over the decades, the storefronts sold paint, bicycles, farm implements, and automobiles, among other products. The Thompson Block's fortune followed that of the neighborhood. By the 1980s, it was completely vacant. In 2009, a devastating fire roared through most of the structure, collapsing the interior floors and roof and leaving the standing brick walls unstable and dangerous. An earlier developer failed to make headway on a rehabilitation project, and the building was proposed for demolition. A new team signed on to the project in 2017 to restart the stalled effort. Stabilizing the masonry walls was a substantial challenge. The entire structure had to be repointed, with selective reconstruction to match the pre-fire profile of the building. The use of many historic photographs guided the work. The $13 million rehabilitation project employed both federal and state historic preservation tax credits, a pre-development loan from the Michigan Historic Preservation Network, and received $3.2 million in award funding from the Michigan Community Revitalization Program. Despite the pandemic, the Thompson Block reopened in 2021. The upper floors have returned to their original use as dwellings, with 20 newly installed loft-style apartments fully leased. 2 new restaurants occupy the ground floor, including a seasonal patio extending onto the front porch. What was once seen as an eyesore, on the other side of the tracks, is now a new destination, further reinvigorating the Ypsilanti Depot Town neighborhood. Our Senator Jeff Irwin and Representative Ronnie Peterson present.
There's a lottery being pulled, and I was chosen to go first. The sound doesn't travel well in the back, so let me speak up. I don't speak as well as Representative O'Malley, who's a trained commentary. So let me attempt to do this. Let me just say thank you, MEDC, for what you do to make a difference in Michigan. And collectively, politically, we value and appreciate your labor and your work. Let's give them a round of applause. They go beyond the measurement. Some wonder, sometimes does government really reach beyond? And certainly they have demonstrated that. Let me just make a few words. They took my speech and put it on video. Stop stopping by my office and copying my work. Let me just say to you, my project was explained. The work the team that put together, John Carson and the development team that included Kevin and Ryan, made a historical move in Ypsilanti. Certainly taking a building that many said, stop, let's tear it down. It's not worth being restored and preservation should not occur. They stepped forward with their investors and all of their partners and all of their team members to make a change and a difference, to create jobs and opportunities for many of those who seek employment, but also to restore the housing need was needed in our community. Certainly, the difference they made on that corner of that block has generated the need for more parking, and now I got to find more money to take on the commerce that's taking place. But it certainly is a reflection, the importance of government, the city of Ypsilanti, as well as the state of Michigan, and all of their investment partners working together collectively to make the good and the betterment of the community. We should be about restoring and preservation, and that's what they've done so extremely well with the assistance of the state of Michigan. Let me just say, now, that is what good government should look like, and they made it happen. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Senator Irwin couldn't be here today, but he wishes you congratulations on a job well done and would echo everything that Representative Peterson just said. And just on a side note, I live right across the street from the Thompson Block, and it's a beautiful asset to Ypsilanti. So good job.
Would the following people please step forward to receive their awards? John Carlson, Managing Partner of Original and Only Thompson Block, LLC. Kevin Stansbury, Project Architect of Mitchell and Moet Architects. And Ryan Kincaid, owner of Kincaid Building Group, Incorporated. Congratulations. Better photo of the group. But I get the thumbs up. Thank you, everyone. I want to congratulate each of our recipients this morning and thank you all for coming. We are also honored to have legislators with us this morning, and we thank them for taking the time to join us. The press release announcing today's awards is going out this morning. Online, 7 new project sites join other previous award recipients from across both peninsulas on the map of Governor's Award projects on the SHPO website. You can find this online at michigan.gov/SHPO. The SHPO will be sharing photos and information about today's projects throughout the month of May, which is National Historic Preservation Month. Yay! On its Facebook and Twitter channels. So we invite you to share this recognition on social media and tag SHPO as you promote the awards yourself. We invite you to review the award board panels behind you there. While you're here today, award site property owners, please take your award board with you as you leave. They are our gift for you and your award-winning property. Okay. It is now my privilege to introduce Michigan's Lieutenant Governor, Garland Gilchrist II, to say a few words.
All right, good morning, everybody. There we go. I had to adjust that a little bit for me. Good morning, how y'all doing? We are excited to be here, are we not? This is an award ceremony. We're celebrating people doing amazing things in our communities who are making sure that every person in Michigan gets a chance to fully appreciate and experience what has made Michigan such an amazing place over the years. And this morning, I want to thank the State Historic Preservation Office, the State Historic Preservation Review Board, all of you for your service and leadership in this really important area. I also want to thank the Michigan Economic Development Corporation for the role that MEDC has played in enabling this really value add to the experience of people who are choosing to spend time in the state of Michigan. And this year's award winners, we have 25 entities involved in 7 standout projects. Our partners at the Michigan Department of Technology Management and Budget and the Department of Natural Resources also want to appreciate their work throughout the state of Michigan in support of historic preservation. Now, Governor Gretchen Whitmer and I want to just extend our gratitude and welcome and appreciate you for joining us here at the Governor's Awards for Historic Preservation. It's an honor to be here for this celebration. And again, like I said, it is a celebration of National Historic Preservation Month under the beautiful Capitol Dome, to recognize a select group of outstanding historic preservation achievements. Now, the last few years have presented challenges for all of us that might look a little different in different communities. This has especially hit our historic preservation community harder than most. But this community of professionals, of preservationists, historians, educators, volunteers, has banded together to continue to tell the story of the great state of Michigan. And so it's your efforts that have shown us the determination, the perseverance, and the steadfastness that define the state of Michigan. Now, the partnerships are well represented by the recipients of this year's Governor's Awards, the historic places that are spread across the state, demonstrating the innovation, the resiliency, and the pride that we all share as Michiganders. And for those of you who live in Michigan but have ever been anywhere else, whenever you meet somebody from Michigan, we're like really proud to be from Michigan. So whether that's in Leland or Battle Creek or Manistee Township, Bay City, Ypsilanti, Kalamazoo, or Detroit, these sites represent collectively who we are. They entertain us, they connect us, they make us think, and they teach us about the Michiganders who came before, who came together, who stood up for what is right, and prepare us to move forward as a collection of connected communities. They attract visitors from around the world, supporting local economies in every region of our state. Now, despite their significance to the state of Michigan, we know that they wouldn't be here if it were not for the tireless dedication of Michiganders from the public, private, nonprofit, and philanthropic sectors who have protected these historic treasures. You all recognize that by preserving these sites for future generations, the value of building a Michigan where our children can learn about, understand, and be positioned for success because of their past. You understand the importance of working together to not only bring visitors to our state to grow our economy, but again, to tell our story, a story that helps us understand who we are. Governor Gretchen Whitmer and I are committed to helping you continue to tell this story and make Michigan a better and more rich state. And I want you to recognize and realize that new projects that are like these and inspired by these will be enabled very soon with the launch of the next round of state historic preservation tax credits. So again, we're really proud. It's with great pride that I stand here before you today. And I want to congratulate today's award winners and thank you for your hard work. Let's keep working together to preserve the unique places in Michigan that make this such an incredible place to live, work, play, visit, and become exactly who we all must be. Thank you so much for standing tall for Michigan. God bless you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist, for taking time out of your busy schedule to help us celebrate today. At the conclusion of today's program, we invite you to stay for a short reception with refreshments sponsored by the Michigan Historic Preservation Network. MHPN is the state's nonprofit preservation advocate and works closely with the SHPO on several initiatives. Each year in May, they host Michigan's statewide preservation conference. This year's conference will take next week, in fact, in Hawley in person from May 11th to 14th. The conference is a great opportunity to learn more about the field of preservation and other successful projects from around the state. You can learn more about MHPN, how to register for the upcoming conference, and their other efforts at the table in the back on your way to the food, so down that hallway. We'd like to extend our special thanks to several individuals who are attending today's event. Thanks to the legislators who spoke today or legislative aides who made time in their day to attend. To Eric Keller and Josie McMichael, who are attending today on behalf of Senator Gary Peters. To our federal partners in the National Park Service. To the Whitmer and Gilchrist administration for their participation and support of today's event. And to each of today's recipients, I hope you are able to find creative ways to celebrate these awards in your community. So I want to take this last moment to recognize and thank some really important people who have not been up here today at the podium. Almost 24 people have contributed behind the scenes to making today's celebration a success. We would like to extend a special thank you to MEDC's marketing and communications team, digital team, facilities, government relations, and the executive office. Without them, today would not have been possible. Thank you also to our staff members at the State Historic Preservation Office, who introduced each award today and assisted with this ceremony. And thank you all for joining us today. On behalf of the State Historic Preservation Office and the state of Michigan, congratulations. And one last round of applause for everybody. Thank you. So thank you. Please personally congratulate the award winners and join us for refreshments. Thank you.